welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie. This is going to be the new adult recommendations video. Yeah. What? As I said, this is a new adult recommendation video. You're participating right now by watching this video in my VEDA videos. And if you didn't know what VEDA is, it is a video every day in April. And yes, so there is a huge thing in the booktube community that isn't really talked about, but I'm very cognizant of it, I guess you could say, is that there are some lines that should and need to be drawn within like the age of our characters, and where you put them in the subgenre of books, right? And a lot of people miscategorize books in a way that is sometimes frustrating, but sometimes it's like, I guess I could see that. So when I think of YA books, I think of characters being just on that bubble of becoming an adult, of legal adultness, by legal terms. So anything under the age of 18, right? So then I have another category in which I think of when I think of those 17, 18 to about 24, 25-year-old characters, and I call that new adult, which is what this video is all about. When I think of new adult, I think of people that are in college, people that don't necessarily have what they want in life altogether. Now, that is definitely a change of, you know, what you think of societal sort of norms and things like that. Because when I turned 18, I joined the military and I became a full-fledged adult. I moved out of my house. I was doing things on my own for the most part, and I was taking care of myself. In our times now, that category is definitely like a new adult thing, because so many people in that age range are staying at home. Yes, they're going to college. Yes, they're getting their careers together. But at the same time, they're staying at home and, you know, still living off parents. So that is why I call them new adults. And then, of course, we have the adult category, which is pretty much anyone that is, you know, established, have lives, have kids, have bought a house, have bought a car, are taking care of themselves, are getting established, mid-level in their careers type thing. So that's the breakdown of it. That's not what you guys came here for. You came here for some recommendations. So I figured I'd give you that sort of history of what I think a new adult is before I give you these recommendations, so you don't try and come for me. So here are the recommendations for new adult books that I really enjoyed. I'm going to start it off with Would Like to Meet by Rachel Winters. I was super surprised that I really enjoyed this book. It has a very interesting format when it comes to this book. Our story revolves around an assistant that wants to sort of elevate herself in her career as a screenwriter. She has been doing the assistant job and babysitting an author and babysitting a screenwriter and things like that. And this book sort of formats and plays off of all of the famous rom-coms that are in the movie industry. And it has that sort of feel at some points where it's setting you up as a screenplay. So it gives you, you know, stage left, stage right, they fade in, they fade out, things like that. And then it gives you this story as well. I really enjoyed this story and place it in new adult because she is trying to do that switch over from being the assistant to being a full-fledged screenwriter. The next book I'm going to talk about is Marriage on Madison Avenue by Layne. And in this story, you have a woman that is a influencer, but you also have her childhood friend that they have seen each other go through this. They're both getting pressured. One's getting pressured to get married. The other is getting pressure from their social media platforms. that they're just bad luck in love and things like that. So when they start to fake date and fake get engaged and things like that, things start to happen. But at the same time, they start seeing new things and start moving towards that whole marriage aspect of adulthood. In Pretend You're Mine by Fabiola Francisco, you have another woman that is needing sort of a guy to help her to stave off all of these guys that think by marrying her they're going to get a foot up in their town, because she is sort of the town princess, and her father is the mayor, I believe it is. So they think, oh, if we get this girl, then we're gonna get it in our small town and things like that. So when she decides to take the reins of her love life, and she gets this guy to help sort of, you know, to stave off one of these suitors that is just overly aggressive and things like that, they find that they have strength within themselves, and as well as find strength in each other. And I just really, really enjoyed that. So I think you guys should go check that out. The next book I'm going to talk about is Desperately Seeking a Roommate by Micalea Smeltzer. And this is a story about a woman that is trying to keep her apartment, even though her friend needs to move out, and she ends up getting a roommate of the opposite sex, and they end up, you know, trying to live together, trying to do that independent thing, trying to keep their lives as status quo, but at the same time end up finding that there's a friendship. And it is also set in a college setting, I believe, because our male character needs to find a place to stay, I believe, if I'm thinking of it correctly. I believe so. And then finally, we're going to talk about Filthy English by Isla Madden-Mills. Isla Madden-Mills is like my new adult queen. She writes amazing, amazing stories about these characters that are sort of fumbling through life and don't know exactly where they want to go. And this story is a Romeo and Juliet retelling that is just so much fun. And you see that, you know, they want to do things in their lives and things like that, but at the same time there's different forces that are forcing them not to do what they want to do. And I just thought it was really good. But it was definitely a great representation of how that middle of life, not quite adult ready mindset, but not a child's mindset as well. So those are 5 new adult romance recommendations for you guys. I hope you enjoyed them. Let me know down in the comment section if you have read any of those books. Yeah, let's discuss them. Let's talk about them. What did you think about them? Like I said, I enjoyed all of them, so I think you guys will as well. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. There's a recommendation form down there. If you give me the title, the name of the author, the genre in which you think it falls under, and your name, so I can shout you out if I use your book in a recommendation video or talk about your book when I read it or read your book, I can shout you out. Other than that, thank you for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying VEDA, and we will see you guys tomorrow.